Hi everyone and welcome back to Crick Zenify. Today I have with me two panel members, that is Uma Mahesh Bhai and Arunish Bhai today. So we'll be initially talking about what happened exactly in yesterday's match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Gujarat Titans. And after that we'll also be coming ahead with the preview of today's match between Lucknow Super Giants and Delhi Capitals. So starting off with Kolkata Knight Riders versus Gujarat Titans, the match happened in Eden Gardens and what we saw was a one sided complete domination by Gujarat Titans. I think right from the first ball, the kind of partnership that was built between Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan that exactly set the tone for Gujarat Titans. And after that as well, I think KKR could never come back. Even when KKR started batting, that confidence level was shown even in their batting as well, that they never couldn't really get going, and overall it was a dominating win for Gujarat Titans, and they sit at top of the table while Kolkata are still very inconsistent in their campaign. So we'll talk more about what happened in today's match. I'll first come to Arunish Bhai to ask about what exactly are Gujarat Titans doing right, even though it looks like they are very dependent on their top three, but because their top three are firing, so they are looking like a very tough team to beat this year.
Yeah, before talking about Gujarat Titans, firstly, we should talk about what they got in auction. Because when we analyze the teams, we mentioned that Gujarat Titans would be tested in the middle order phase because they don't have that kind of batters who can stabilize the innings well in the middle order. But the way Gujarat Titans top order is performing, I think middle order doesn't need to step up anyways. So be it like Mr. Consistent right now, that is Sai Sudarshan, and or yesterday it was a day for Shubman Gill as well. Finally, he came and he conquered as well, and showed what he can do on his day. So we should talk about, and the other thing is that Jos Buttler is there, and Jos Buttler anyways will just keep on piling the runs, whether he's opening the innings or he's batting at one down. So he's just too good a player to adapt to the situation and play like one, because he's got the game in him that that is good as far as destroying is concerned, or as far as stabilizing the inning is concerned. So yesterday we saw that Kolkata pitch was again with consistent bounce and pace. That pitch which was used, which was earlier used, and it also produced high scoring games earlier as well. So yesterday we saw that kind of pitch in Kolkata, because in the recent years we have seen that they are not going towards the spin heavy pitches a lot. So yesterday was also a case where the pitch was showing consistent bounce and pace, and Shubman Gill and this Sai Sudarshan, the Mr. Consistent, were just initially playing it the way they, because we just saw the pattern, a particular pattern in Gujarat's innings right from the first match, because they just tried not to lose wickets in the power play, and then they just then they just accelerate in the middle phase with the batters they have in the top three. So Sai Sudarshan basically is one of a classical player that we have seen, and I think he is a player to watch out for in all three formats of the game coming in the future for Indian team as well. Because the way he played the cover drives yesterday, the way he played the cut shots, it was a bit classical, not more of a slogging that is done in T20s in the recent era. So that's what I would like to point out. And he was the consistent Mr. Consistent, and we all know Shubman Gill has a class in him, a different touch of class. Both of the players are not the sloggers of the ball; they are timers of the ball. That's the thing that helps in cricket, be it any format. So yesterday we also saw the way they just placed the ball in the gaps and found the gaps at the right time, even after the power play. Exactly after the power play, they accelerated even more when the teams tend to slow down. So that's been their pattern. And Jos Buttler is there. He also smashes the ball whenever the chance is given to him. So we saw complete domination with the bat from Gujarat Titans. That actually helps the bowlers more, because bowling just becomes double when the score is like that. Because the score again on a pitch, though it was a consistent pace and bounce pitch, but the score was enough for KKR, I guess, in that on that pitch. And talking about the bowling, well, Prasidh Krishna is on his own in this particular IPL season, because he's not spraying the balls this time around, and he's bowling consistently well enough on a particular line and length, hitting the deck hard. That's what we require in Kolkata pitches like Kolkata, and the one that is in their home ground in Gujarat. The pace and bounce is there, and with the kind of height Prasidh Krishna has, it's very tough to hit from that length right now. So even Rashid Khan came into form yesterday. So I feel Gujarat Titans is covering all its bases. Just one thought is coming into my mind, that what if in an important game their middle order is tested. Yesterday, in the last 2 overs, their middle order was tested, and they also tried with sending Shah Rukh Khan above Sharfin Rutherford, because Sharfin Rutherford has had some innings under his belt, but Shah Rukh Khan doesn't have. So Shah Rukh Khan and Rahul Trivati were sent above Sharfin Rutherford. So they are trying and testing this as well, but I feel middle order still needs to be tested for Gujarat Titans.
Yes, I think very rightly mentioned that because of the heavy workload that is being done by their top order of Gujarat Titans, somewhere the middle order is yet to be completely tested. We have seen certain glimpses in the form of Shafin Rutherford. We saw Rahul Tewatia finishing off their previous match, which was played in Ahmedabad. So I think they have done well in bits and pieces, but they have not been completely tested yet, and that might well be a deciding factor in some crucial games if their top order fails. If they are, let's say, 10 for 3 or 20 for 3, then I think that is where their middle order would be very well tested. So now I'll come straight to Mahesh bhai, that we were continuously talking about how there is a very much imbalance in KKR's batting lineup, that most of the batsmen over there, they are batting out of their positions, and when it actually looked like the positions that they were given, they're performing according to that. Yesterday, we again saw that their most informed batter out there, which is Ankuresh Raghuvanshi, he was brought in as an impact player at number 9. So, again, do you think that those kinds of tactical errors is what is causing KKR the inconsistency in this season?
Yeah, actually, changing the batting order is troubling the KKR this season, and especially their middle order not firing this season is a bit concern for defending champions, because as we see the inning progresses, like Gujarat are at 45 in power play, and same as KKR also 45, but loss of 2 wickets. But in the middle overs, it drastically went down. Like no boundaries till 34 balls, and Venkayar struggling. So it became toll on lower order, like on Razal and Rinku Singh, who are the finishers. So in between, you should get Raghuvanshi, who is better in this season, and not promoting him at that point is a bit concerning. I don't know what they thought in that thought process. uh, Actually, after that also, like Raghuvanshi has scored 10 balls 26 or something with a
Hmm.
260 strike rate, which is a good. Like he came into the pitch, and he assessed the conditions in on spot and hit the ball. So KKR missing fireworks from their middle order, who they trusted, and from their retained players. So that is only major concern for KKR, because their bowling unit is like, we don't have to tell, their spin unit and their pace unit are well sorted. But the only thing is middle order run rate and middle overs run rate is haunting them this year. Yeah.
Yes, I think somewhere whatever the trust that is shown by KKR management towards their batsmen, especially in the form of, let's say, Andre Russell or Ramandeep Singh, and even paying such an hefty amount for someone like a Venkatesh Iyer, somewhere those performances are not being able to put up by the players for their team, and I think that is one of the main reasons why KKR is falling short of those victories, or they are not able to find the consistent form. Another, just on the lighter note, we also saw that the I mean, the pattern was broken, because we saw it was one pattern was that it was alternative games for KKR, and now they have lost two in a row. Another was that we saw whenever Moeen Ali came into the playing 11, KKR was winning. We saw that jinx also being broken yesterday. So, anyways, I think moving ahead, there are two particular players I think we definitely have to talk about. One is obviously the Mr. Consistent of IPL this year, which is Sai Sudarshan. We saw that there were only two innings in which he had got single digit scores in this year IPL. Apart from that, in every innings he's got double digit score, and he's a kind of player who has that, the orthodox kind of shots as well. But he also makes sure that even if he gets a slow start, he ensures that as the innings progresses, he goes on accelerating it. So I'll come to Mahesh Bhai. Just talk us about what makes Sai Sudarshan so significant and so different from other players, that he's been able to put in those runs consistently.
Actually, like his back foot technique, because he uses his back foot very well by negating the ball, and he play under his eye every ball, so it will negate the pace and spin. So I think he is a wonderful batsman. I think, as Arunish Bhai told, he will be used in three formats in upcoming India lineup. The consistency is main thing, because in this IPL we didn't see this much consistency. Like last 30 matches, he has been two single digits in his score, so it's a great thing. Actually, his back foot, because yesterday also he used 69 percentage of the shots is back foot, so he is a back foot reliable player, and I think that makes him special, using back foot and getting the ball under eye, which is main goal of a batsman. Like getting under the eye means he is negating the pace and spin very well. Like he will start slow, but the acceleration is important. He is doing that also. So that is the thing. Like if you see Shubman Gill, he will go to front foot and back foot half of like 42 to 50%. But Sai Sudarshan is mainly dependent on back foot. So if that is the special thing about him, and he will be many more knocks to come from him, and we will see in India, like we will see in upcoming series also. And actually, he got a contract, I think, this year.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know. Maybe. I think he might have gotten the C grade contract, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, yes, so thank you, Mahesh Bhai. And now I'll come to Arunish Bhai to talk about another player who goes with the name Sai, which is Sai Kishore. So definitely, I think he's got that height, and with that left arm spin that he brings in, he's also another guy who's very orthodox in his approach. But at the same time, he's a very cheeky operator. He doesn't. And yesterday we saw that he was bowling very slower. He was giving that flight, and especially that over to Andre Russell. I think Russell was just struggling. He was going to slog, but then the ball was just not coming in his arc. And secondly, the way he was varying his pace. And thirdly, we saw that the way he was just, shifting his bowling. Like he was bowling sometimes over the wicket, suddenly he was coming around the wicket. So I think that is the kind of intelligent operator what we want in terms of finger spinners. So just talk us about what is making Sai Kishore so significant, that even when Rashid Khan was not in form, he didn't make that void being felt for Gujarat Titans, and still he continued to carry the bowling lineup of GT.
Talking about Sai Kishore, because both Sai's are there, and I think it's the blessing of Sai on the Gujarat Titans right now. On a lighter note, we can say. So, talking about Sai Kishore basically is that kind of bowler who just goes underrated in every department. So basically, he does is that he just slows down the ball considerably, and he just varies the pace nicely. He exactly bowls. He one interview, post match interview, he said he this thing as well, that he tries to bowl the test line and length, and that works here in T20 as well, because if you are in a mindset of taking the wickets instead of slowing down the run rate, you will always be successful. And what we are seeing in this year's IPL is that Sai Kishore is not just taking the wickets, but he's just stemming the flow of runs as well. That is very important because he's delivering the balls in mid 70s sometimes, and the ball just and the batter just does feels that ball will arrive, but the ball doesn't arrive at his pace, and the batter is deceived. That's what happened with Andre Russell as well, because we all know Andre Russell is not in the good form right now, not in the greatest form right now, and the way he used to hit the balls previously effortlessly, he's not able to hit in this year's IPL, barring some a cameo in the last match against Punjab Kings. He hasn't even crossed, I think, this double like single digit score. So that's the thing, that with Andre Russell, you can take chances with him and allow him to just try to smash the ball, because he anyways is not a defensive player. Like, he cannot stabilize the innings well. So if you bowl at an attacking line to him, you might get smashed for some runs in an over. But right now, considering his form, Sai Kishore just picked it rightly and just bowled exactly the way that should be bowled to Andre Russell. And Rashid Khan just took the wicket at in last of Andre Russell by bowling a googly, which wasn't picked again by Andre Russell. So the whole credit for this management of Gujarat's bowling lineup should go to the firstly the bowler, that is Sai Kishore, and secondly the management, who is just backing him consistently from the last 3 seasons. I guess he's with Gujarat Titans and he's performing really really well for them in this time. So that's what I wanted to talk about Sai Kishore, because that's the thing that Gujarat does, is that they are also bringing new players who are and giving them roles properly. Like we saw that Sai Sudarshan is one that Gujarat brought out. Sai Kishore is one that Gujarat brought out. Rahul Tewatia was also used as properly as a finisher as well in the previous seasons with Gujarat. Shah Rukh Khan was like used properly last season with the finishing exploits that he has. So Gujarat is tactically very good under a coach like Ashish Nehra, who is tactically strong. He may not be the technical person that you will see analyzing the game on different tools on the laptop, but he just analyzes the situation very well, and that's what we are saying. And a young captain in the name of Shubman Gill is also seen properly managing his troops.
Yes, thank you so much, Arnish Bhai. And just, I think I'll leave it open to the panel. Anyone who wants to answer that, we have a question from Ramin Bhai asking about the captaincy of Rahane. So, any one of you who want to take up and just, tell about what is he doing right and what he is not doing right for KKR so far.
So yeah, okay, I'll take this one. So about the captaincy of Rahane, I don't feel that he's doing that bad a captaincy in this KKR team. He's marshalling his troops well, but the thing is that sometimes rotation of bowlers is, I think, not done properly by him, I guess. And one thing I would like to point out in yesterday's game, it was a major flaw from Ajinkya Rahane's captaincy point of view, that Ankush Raghuvanshi, who is their mainstay in the batting lineup till now, he was sent in at number 9. He is a player of top order and he was sent in at number 9. That was a move that was beyond understanding, because the thing is that Ankush Raghuvanshi is one of the informed batters of KKR, and he could have made a difference in that lineup when he had come up the order. And because of the shuffling of the orders, even that Venkatesh Iyer and Rinku Singh are also not getting clarity about their roles as well. So I feel that is impacting the whole batting department of KKR, and in turn, it is impacting the whole team as well, because they are not consistent enough, as we saw in the previous matches as well, that they won one, lost one, won one, lost one. That was inconsistency in their winning ratio as well. Yesterday we saw the thing that they just brought their main batter down at number 9 for finishing a match which was already, by the time he arrived, it was already over, because I think 80 runs were required of 20 something balls at that time when he arrived, Ankush Raghuvanshi. So, anyways, he couldn't have done much, but he showed his form yesterday as well, coming in at number nine, scoring 27 of 11 balls. That shows that if he had come earlier, he would have made the difference in the otherwise struggling lineup of KKR, where Venkatesh Iyer was not just getting the ball to the boundary and was not scoring at a strike rate that was required to chase the target. And even Ajinkya Rahane, even though he is playing very well as a batter, but yesterday we saw he was also stuck at some point, and that's what we there was a stat like they played combined, and the run scoring wasn't enough. Like 50 runs were scored by Ajinkya Rahane and 14 runs were scored by Venkatesh Iyer. So you see, only 11 overs, 10.5 overs were given to the other batters to chase down a score of like 130 remaining runs, 130 plus remaining runs. So that is not achievable on every day of the game. So that's how I would like to rate that Ajinkya Rahane's captaincy. In terms of bowling rotations, he can do something better because he knows that Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti are his main bowlers as well. So he could have brought them early on in the innings, seeing that the pacers are not getting the wickets at the start. And when the Gujarat's main strategy against other teams is that they don't try to lose wickets. So if he can try to, if he could have tried to bring in his main spearhead of the bowling lineup, that we can say Sunil Narine, very early on, he could have gotten a breakthrough early on as well. So that's something that he needs to look upon as per the point of view of my.
Okay, thank you so much, Arunish Bhai. I hope, Raman Bhai, that your question was very well answered by our panel member. And just, I think we'll finish this review session with one last question. Again, coming from Raman Bhai, I'll ask Mahesh Bhai about this. That we currently see KKR are at seventh and Gujarat Titans are at number one. So I'm just asking about these two teams. That do you see their positions changing, or do you see that somewhere these two teams' position would be the same towards the end of the tournament?
Yeah, actually, I am thinking GT will be retaining the first position at the end of the tournament. But KKR, we don't know, but they can come back from this position also. Actually, they have won 3 in 8, so it's
Hmm.
a not impossible task for them for qualifying. But my choice would be they will be finishing fifth or sixth due to their batting failure, and it should be not like it should be not like a negative thing, but they will be like ending up in fifth or sixth, in my opinion.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Ramin Bhai, for the question. I hope Mahesh Bhai provided you the clarity with that. So, with that, we'll come to the close of the review session. So, between Kolkata Knight Riders and Gujarat Titans. And now we'll straight up come to preview of today's match, which is happening in the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow between Lucknow Super Giants and Delhi Capitals. So, on one side, we see Delhi, which is very much well positioned at number two. They had lost their previous match against Gujarat Titans, which again was a record breaking one because that was for the first time that Delhi had lost a match when they had conceded, when they had scored more than 200 in the first inning. So I think Delhi would be looking to bounce back. And on the other side, we saw that Lucknow Super Giants are coming off a pretty good win against the Rajasthan Royals. It was a very close fought encounter, but I think somewhere towards the end, Rajasthan Royals bottled the chase, but not taking away the credit. It was Avesh Khan who won the match with his brilliant Yorkers and with his brilliant death bowling spell for Lucknow Super Giants. So currently, we see that Lucknow are at fifth, and they are also somewhere looking to get into that bracket of 10 points, which there is a fight at the top of the table. So I'll come straight to Arnish Bhai to give us a preview about uh, Lucknow Super Giants, that we see that they're top order in the form of Aiden Markram, Nicholas Puran, and Mitchell Marsh, they have been firing. And very similar to Gujarat Titans, that if their top order fires, then they are winning most of their matches. And we saw that if Mitchell Marsh is not firing, then we have Aiden Markram firing. Even though Puran is not in form, it's that Aiden Markram has taken that responsibility. So, what do you think we can expect from today's match in terms of Lucknow Super Giants, both in terms of batting and bowling?
Yeah, coming on to today's match, it's again a rivalry week as we see. The last match that happened between these two sides was a classic match
Yes.
at the start of the IPL. So we saw Ashutosh Sharma playing a knock, one hell of a knock, and just making the Delhi win from a situation that they were. It was an adverse situation for them at that point. So talking about today's game, it will be again a revenge game. I will say again because KL Rahul arrives back to Lucknow, and that would be an impact that he will have because last game he wasn't there in the playing 11. So KL Rahul would definitely want to make amends and would definitely want to make it big in this match. So talking about LSG's strategy, last time we saw the classic bowling of Avesh Khan, who just delivered when it was required the most. Like 18 balls and 25 runs were required by Rajasthan Royals, and with 8 wickets in hand, that was a pretty tough task at that point for LSG. And yet we saw how they pulled off an heist that we can say, because Avesh Khan just bowled brilliantly. He just relied on his one strength that he has is bowling pinpoint Yorkers that we saw by Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar in a match as well. That Yorkers can definitely Yorkers are the most reliable resource that a bowler has, and if executed perfectly, it can just it won't allow the batters to hit even in today's era of the play. So that with that being said, I would straight away like to point out some head-to-head details about these two sides. 6 matches have been played between these two sides. 3-3 is the score at the moment. DC has won 3 and LSG has won 3. But at Ekana, 1-1 is the score. So we see the games are being tied and it's been neck to neck between these two sides. And for LSG, one more thing I would like to point out is that Mayank Yadav could definitely come in today's game because in the last game he was in the impact subs list.
Hmm.
So that tells you that he's closer to the match fitness, and if he arrives with his pace of 150 plus, I mean, this bowling lineup of LSG that we all have been saying that it's a bit less, but it will be bolstered because we have Shardul Thakur who is performing consistently for them. We have Avesh Khan who is just coming off the of a brilliant performance from the last match, and now if we have Mayank Yadav, I think he would replace Prince Yadav. Although Prince Yadav bowled decently in the last game, but I feel Mayank Yadav, because of his impact, he can create value in that pace department. And in the spin department, we have the mystery man, Digvej Singh Rathi, the find of the tournament for many of the analysts right now. And we have seen how he varies his pace. He is not afraid of the batters. He can bowl in power play. He can bowl in depth. He can bowl in middle phase, and he has that unique celebration as well, have fire in his belly. So we definitely see a fight from LSG bowling department, and Ravi Bishnoi is their leading what we can say leading spinner, because Ravi Bishnoi has been the leading wicket taker for LSG among last 3 seasons, and at Ekana as well, he has a record of taking the most number of wickets. So regarding the LSG bowling lineup, I think things are coming sorted as of now because an addition of Mayank Yadav would make it even more interesting. And coming on to the batting department of LSG, it's already sorted, but just a bit of a dip in form from the two of their explosive batters, that is Mitchell Marsh and Nicholas Puran. Although it's just been 2-3 innings that they haven't fired, but one good news for them is that Aiden Markram is just holding the innings together, and he's also uh, playing the innings long enough. Like he's scoring those 50s and 60s right now. So I mean, if we get to see all the guns firing from the top order, like Aiden Markram is also firing, Mitchell Marsh is also firing, and Nicholas Puran is also firing, then a high scoring game would be on the cards, even in the this pitch of Lucknow. So, I mean, this will be an exciting contest for both the teams, as Lucknow will also want to take the revenge of the last defeat that they just won the game, but it was snatched by Delhi at the last moment in the at the start of the season. And for Delhi, KL Rahul would definitely want to make it big this time.
Yes, thank you, Arunish Bhai, for giving us all those important stats, as well as telling us about what is the key for LSG's win today. And also now I think we have a question from one of our viewer, Roman Bhai, and I was about to ask this to Mahesh Bhai as well, that just to give us a preview of DC, because they have lost two games now, and which was actually alternative, that they lost one of their games against Mumbai Indians, and now they have lost another game against the Gujarat Titans. And both of them has, I mean, one came in their home ground and one came away, and now this being another away game. So, what do you think holds good for Delhi Capitals in today's clash? And yeah, can they maintain their consistency going ahead?
Yeah, actually, like Delhi is struggling in power play bowling, in my opinion, because Stark is not providing the crucial breakthroughs in initial, and that will cost the team in middle overs. Because in middle overs they had the wickets due to Kuldeep Yadav, and Akshar Patel is not being a strike bowler for them, who used to be. So that are the things Delhi should rectify today. And this is the heaviest batting unit who relies on top three LSG. So to counter them, they should Eden Makram has been dismissed two times in left hand spin this time. So Akshar may come in power play today, and Eden Makram, because Eden Makram has been excellent in this pitch, Icona, with 45 average and 136 strike rate. So he's a key batsman in this pitch. So Delhi should go attack him. And Nicholas Puran, we have seen some pattern. Like I have observed some pattern, because he has been three times that angling in the stumps. Like he got last two times LBW, which is angling into the stumps. He tries to flick it, and he is being LBW. This happened three times in this season, and we will see that tactic by used by DC also. That is a balling full and angling into the stumps, and that is the only concern DC is having, because their power play bowling is still not fair. And I think today Akshar Patel and Stark would be the key, because of the top three must be negotiated. Otherwise, DC will lose the game, because their top three is so much explosive. They will take away the game from DC. So I think power play bowling and Akshar Patel form is important for DC for upcoming ongoing tournament. So they will be consistent if Stark and Akshar Patel providing breakthroughs in power play and mid overs. And it's only burdening on Kuldeep Yadav, who is taking a sole wicket taker in middle overs. So I think that is the only things to change in Delhi. And their opening, their power play batting also, like we have seen so many dismissals. They are used. They used fourth opening pair due to unavailability of Faf. That is also one concern for them. So I think these all the things are heavy on DC this last two matches.
Yes, Mahesh Bhai. Also, if you could take this question, that can Akshar Patel find his form in today's match? Because we saw that in batting, he has been pretty decent. We cannot say he was very good, but he was pretty decent. But in terms of bowling, is where he has lacked form in terms of his bowling. So, do you think that today's game might just be the game where the captain comes back to form?
Yeah, actually, Ekana pitch is more suitable for him because of that skiddy nature. Like he is not a big turner of the ball, as we know. Actually, he can do the. He has he will use the top spin and arm ball to the best use. I am saying he will be the key today because their Aiden Makram wickets and Mitchell Marsh wickets will be in his hands. I am thinking Akshar Patel is the key in the power play also today. I think by according to this pitch, he may come to form by today. As we have seen, Yuzvendra Chahal came form in Mulanpur, which is a tourney pitch, and I think this kiddie pitch will help Akshar Patel. I am thinking he will come good in this tournament by today.
Okay, so I hope that your question was answered, cricket analyst. Thank you, Mahesh Bhai, again. And I'll come to another question from our viewers, and I would like to ask Arunish Bhai about this. That what is happening with Rishabh Pant? We saw one particular innings from him, which was about 60 odd, and it was also not very Rishabh Pant kind of innings that we saw. But apart from that, he's been very bad, I can say, in this tournament because he's not been able to put in those runs consistently. So again, do you think that considering that we are towards approaching towards very important stages of the tournament, do you think that finally it would be Punch time to come back in form and lead from the front?
Yeah, Pant's returns haven't been the ones that we would have hoped for. We all would have hoped for because he's a player who is an X factor in any team that he plays in, and now he's the captain of the team, so that is expected a bit more from him. But considering the form he is in, I think it's a bit of a concern. It's not a bit of it's a lot of concern for the whole LSG management as well as the team because Rishabh Pant is one player who is the mainstay of any middle order that is there if he is in the team, if he's in the 11. And right now, if I tell you the stats, since 2024, Pant has been dismissed 8 times by spin in IPL, and that's a lot. And this particular season, he has just scored 32 runs in 45 balls with a strike rate of 71.11 and a dot ball percentage of 50. So just if you can bite out the stats that there is 50% dots in the times he has faced spin in this year's IPL. So that tells you the form he is currently in. I feel there will be a stage where Rishabh Pant will definitely make a comeback because there are lots of games still now in the bag for Lucknow to play, and Rishabh Pant is not a player that would remain out of form for such a long time. So I feel definitely he will show signs of attack. I think he should attack the spinners now from now on because the spinners are just too heavy on him. And firstly, I think if he can see it off well, if he's settled, then he can attack the spinners as well because I think he's just stuck by the spinners. He's getting stuck by the spinners even in the later stages of the game. Even in the 15th over, if spin comes on, he just doesn't score much. So I feel if he comes back to that attacking game that we know he can play, he can destroy as we have seen in test matches as well. He can destroy spin literally. So if he plays spin well, he would definitely come back to form. And some like glimpse of coming back to the form was shown in that game against CSK as well, where he single-handedly scored most of the runs for the team. Like he scored 64, even though the strike rate wasn't that high, but he was on the crease and he played that game well with his bat. He scored 4 sixes in that game as well. So I feel there will be a time in the tournament that he will definitely come back. If he comes back tonight, we can definitely be banking on him. But he will need time in the middle order against spin, and then he can go on to attack the spin well. So I feel Rishabh Pant can come back to the form, but tonight is the night. We'll definitely want to see what happens tonight for Rishabh Pant. And yeah, so regarding this, like LSG lineup, even though the top order is performing, if they fail somehow, I feel Rishabh Pant can come into the party.
Yes, it is very important for LSG as a side that their captain comes back in form, and because I think in terms of captaincy he's been very good, and that is why LSG are finding that form, and we can see that on the points table as well. And even I think the rest of the batsmen also be in terms of finishing. They have Abdul Samad, and in the top order, any one of the three are firing consistently. So I think that is what is happening. And even when it comes to bowling unit, we have always talked about LSG. That one good thing about them is that they do not have those star bowlers, but whatever bowlers they have, they are all working as a unit, they are all contributing as a unit, and that is why they are succeeding. So now I'll come to Mahesh Bhai to give me two key players from Delhi Capitals that you think can make the difference in today's game.
Mm, yeah, actually, like two clear from Delhi Capitals were asking. Hello.
Yeah, Delhi Capitals, yes.
I think the young sensation Vipraj Nigam will explain who might be having some assistance uh, in this pitch, and I am thinking about Kuldeep Yadav, who is a spinner. And these two will be the key players for Delhi. In batting, I think Abhishek Pural should fire in opening, and Karun Nair, as we know, he is a good player of spin. He may be the key player to watch out.
Okay, and do you see
And I
any
am
kind of
thinking,
potential changes?
yeah, I am thinking about Chamira may come in this time because I think LSG pitch has been uh, familiar to him because last time he is in LSG. So
Yes.
Dushmanta Chamira maybe has a potential impact this today. So we can see him because the power play wickets are not falling and they don't have another overseas. So I think Dushmanta Chamira may come in today.
Okay, so thank you, Mahesh Bhai, for that. Now I'll come to Arnish Bhai. That what are the matchups you're looking forward to, and also the key players from LSG.
Yeah, regarding the matchups, I have a pretty good list of matchups right now with this match. So first of all is a weird matchup: Shardul Thakur versus Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel is batting pretty well right now. So against Akshar Patel, Shardul Thakur has dismissed him twice in 6 innings. So that would be a matchup because Akshar Patel now bats in the middle. So we can definitely see one matchup is there. The second matchup, as Uma Mahesh Bhai mentioned, that Chamira could come in, and I would definitely support this claim because Lucknow, he was in Lucknow and he knows this pitch as well, and he has a matchup against the most destructive player of Lucknow, that is Nicholas Puran. 4 runs in 6 balls with 3 dismissals. So that tells you the impact that Chamira has had on Puran. So the third matchup that we have is Kuldeep Yadav versus Rishabh Pant. They both were the mainstays of Delhi in the previous season, and they both share a good bond as well. But mind you, the stats: 23 runs in 25 balls with 3 dismissals. So not only Kuldeep Yadav has kept him quiet, but he has taken him his wicket as well 3 times. So that would be an interesting matchup in the middle. And if I'm not wrong, last time as well, Rishabh Pant was caught at long off on the bowling of Kuldeep Yadav
Hmm.
in the last match that they both played. So that with that being said, one more matchup is there: Mitchell Stark versus Nicholas Puran. You can't keep Mitchell Stark away from the matchups as well. 5 runs in 4 balls with 2 dismissals. So you can see that ball that tailing in with the reverse swing that he has. He can definitely like make Nicholas Puran dance on his feet, and we have seen that Nicholas Puran is, as mentioned by Uma Bhai, that Nicholas Puran is getting out via LBW a lot these days. So trying to flick the ball, and if Mitchell Stark bowls is searing Yorker with the reverse swing that he has, he can definitely get him out again, bowled or LBW. So that's the matchup that we have. And talking about the LSG, the Lucknow pitch that we have right now, uh, 200 has only been crossed once, and Lucknow defended it successfully. Other times, teams chased down the total successfully. 181 being the highest chase that was done by Lucknow in a day game against Gujarat. So definitely we'll see a high scoring game, but not that high scoring game that nowadays we are used to seeing, like above 200 and 220 kind of totals. So because of the dimensions of the ground and the skiddiness, as mentioned by Mumbai, of the pitch that we have on offer, and dimensions obviously are there of this ground. And one more stat that I have is that KL Rahul and Abhishek Porel both have been dismissed by leg spinners twice this season, and that brings in Digvesh Rathi and Ravi Bishnoi both, because LSG spinners are the leg spinners only that they have. So that would be an interesting matchup as well. And if Mohit Sharma plays today, I would definitely want to see him bowl the same way that he bowled in the last two seasons in the 16 to 20 over phase, because right now in this season he hasn't taken a wicket, single wicket in that phase, whereas in the last two seasons combined he had taken 22 wickets combined in the last two seasons. So that tells you the impact that he had in when he was in Gujarat Titans. So Delhi Capitals would definitely bank on him for death bowling issues that they have right now. And uh, as far as key players from LSG are concerned, I would like to see. I would like to basically back Rishabh Pant in today's game as the key player for LSG, because he understands the pitch well now, having played on it many times, and he got that one score of 60 plus on this pitch in the last game that he played here. So I would back Rishabh Pant as from the batting department, and from the bowling department, I would like to see Digvesh Rathi again coming onto the ranks, because he has blown hot and cold in the last few matches, but I would definitely back him for this match as the key player.
Yes, Avnish, by any possible changes that you would see in today's LSG lineup?
In LSG lineup, as I proposed before as well, Mayank Yadav could come in place of Prince Yadav, I feel. Otherwise, the lineup is all sorted, I guess.
Yes, pretty much well said. I think even from the tournament's perspective, it is important that Rishabh Pant the finds form, because we all know that if he gets going, it is just box office kind of an entertainment to watch, because the kind of shots he plays, the outrageous shots he has. So definitely, I think it is important for the tournament also that Rishabh Pant comes back in form. And yes, Arunish Bhai, you wanted to add on something?
Yeah, two players that we have missed about talking about are David Miller and Abdul Samad. Both
Yes,
the player, like David Miller is one player who has just not performed well for Lucknow this season, and I feel the reason for him not performing well is the order at which he's coming. He's coming two down the order, and he should be coming up one slot above, so that he gets some time and he can be that player who can sort out the finishing touches of Lucknow very very well. And on the other hand, we are seeing a young player in the form of Abdul Samad taking up the charge, like playing the role of David Miller, what David Miller is expected of, and he's doing tremendously well. We've seen Abdul Samad in the previous seasons as well, but in this season, I feel he's coming onto his own. He has played three knocks, I guess, in this season, which are in which the strike rate has been above 250 in the last, and that's what a team requires: finishing skills.
yes, I think that is what has been the story of this year's IPL so far. That the uncapped Indians have been doing really well, which is a very, very good sign for our Indian cricket team as well. From the long-term perspective, that we are actually getting batsmen who can, according to the positions as well, be it in terms of openers or the middle order or the lower order. So we have batsmen who have been doing really well. So I think that's good news for the Indian cricket team as a whole. So now I think just before we wind up, coming to the last segment, that is predictions for today's match. So I'll come first to Arunish Bhai, DC or LSG.
With the kind of players that both the teams and both the sides, and with the kind of form that both the sides are showing, I feel LSG would have a slight edge in this encounter.
Okay, and Mahesh Bhai, DC or LSG.
Mm, Actually, I am thinking the chasing team would win. But I should say one name. I would go with the LSG itself because their bowling is better than Delhi, in my opinion. So I am going with LSG.
Okay, so we have two votes for LSG, and like coming to my predictions, I'm backing Delhi Capitals. I mean, it's not because to find a balance or something, but it's just my opinion that they are on top of the table. And second thing, that in terms of the inexperienced bowling attack that LSG has and the kind of experience that DC has in their batting lineup, so I somewhere feel that this is a contest that is to be watched out for in today's match. And yeah, definitely I am backing Delhi Capitals to win this match. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the review and the preview. So I hope you all liked it, and most importantly, that we at Crick Zenify are growing, and we hope that you are liking our content. So please do put in any suggestions that you have in the comment box, and do like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Crick Zenify as well, and follow us on Instagram as well, because you see that after every match we put in some interesting stats about the players and also about teams and what exactly they have to do, what exactly the player that has performed, what is he doing right. So all these, the datas and the stats are put in by our expert teams in the Crick Zenify Instagram page. So please do follow that as well. And once again, thank you so much to the panel members for joining in, and thank you to all our viewers who have been watching this live so far. So thank you and goodbye.